Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for July 25th, 2025. We've got Dark Ages, Nocturne, and Prosperity today. And trashing is Investment and Mint. There's also pseudo-thinning in the form of Crypt. And then you've got Sifting from Wandering Minstrel. I suppose Watchtower is also trashing of a sort. I'm not really sure what you would use that on here. Like, I guess possibly if you didn't want the mint when you got it. Let's see. The plus actions is Minstrel and then King's Court. The draw is basically just Watchtower, so that's interesting. And then there's gains from Storeroom, Skulk, Cobbler, and Mint, and I suppose technically Beggar. So, I'm trying to remember. I think there was a daily, like a couple weeks ago, where the big build was Cursed Village Storeroom. I think, we're going to want to do something similar here. Obviously, Watchtower is terminal, where Cursed Village is a village, so that part is a lot more rickety. But we do have Wandering Minstrel. We also have King's Court. King's Courting Storeroom and Watchtower both not very exciting. But there are some things we can still do with this. Like, for instance, if you can like do KC, let's say like Storeroom. Well, no, that's not what you want to do. Okay, let me think about this again. How would you set this up? I was trying to think about like a way to do stuff like across the Storeroom Watchtower play, but actually I think it doesn't. I think it actually doesn't work that well. Like, it can be nice if you can like Storeroom into something and then like play it, and then like basically you like Storeroom for discard to draw versus discard for coins, and then you play it. But I think actually, yeah, there's not really like a way to chain it where that actually works. So yeah, definitely overall definitely not the strongest of King's Court boards. King's Courting Skulk can hurt, just like the attacks will do damage. And King's Courting Minstrels will give a lot of actions, but there's no good way to King's Court payload. Like, you can King's Court a mint, you get a bunch of treasures, but you don't really want a bunch of treasures. So I guess that is like the big limiter here. And it does seem pretty relevant. I guess the one thing you could do with King's Court Mint is you could get investments. Like, either gain investments, a bunch of investments, or like, I don't know, gain an investment and then gain some other stuff and then trash the stuff with the investment and then trash the investment for VP. I don't expect that to be very relevant. I don't think scoring with investment here looks that good, both because there's no other kingdom treasures to like really pump up the value, and because you're never going to have a big hand size. So like lining that up at the end of your turn is going to be super annoying. So I don't really think that's going to be a thing. But like, I could imagine maybe with like different draw on the board, you do something like you King's Court mint, and you get like some investments, and then I don't know, you play like a beggar and you generate a bunch of cards to trash at the investment, and then you trash them and you get VP. But the fact that you're not going to be like stably holding, these treasures in your hand means that's I don't actually see that being a thing. Anyway, So I think we want to. I do think we want to open investment. I'm not actually sure whether we'll get a mint or not. I mean, I think if we can get off a good like 5 copper mint sort of thing, maybe 4 copper mint, like go for it. But I'm not sure whether we'll have like a good opportunity to do that. But I think investment to trash estates we're going to want anyway. And then the question is, what else do we want? And how do we feel about trying to hit 5 in general? Storeroom will not do that. We do want storerooms in the deck, but it will definitely not hit 5. So if that's our goal, we shouldn't go with storeroom. Watchtower, reasonably good at that. It's basically like a moat in the opening. So that's probably what we want. Because I think even though we're doing this draw to X thing, like the start of turn stuff with Cobbler, if nothing else, I think is useful. And most of the components that we want, Cobbler can gain. So I think hitting 5 would be good for that. So I think we'll go with investment, Watchtower. Okay. Probably Minstrel next. Yeah, I think so. Do we want to gain a storeroom already, or do we want to take another minstrel? Like, there is a world where picking up a storeroom now goes really well. We play a minstrel, we play a storeroom, we play a watchtower, and we're very happy. The odds of that are low. The storeroom and the minstrel both cycle the deck pretty effectively, so that part is like about the same. The minstrel is less likely to just like result in some kind of sad turn, but honestly the storm isn't that likely to result in a sad turn either, because like this we have a storeroom, we're basically guaranteed to hit 4 like and get another useful thing. The only situation where we're really going to be sad is if we play Watchtower and draw the storeroom dead, but that would be just as true if we drew Wandering Minstrel dead. Of course, it's less likely that happens, because if we have 2 Wandering Minstrels in the deck, we're more likely to play one before we play the Watchtower. Still, I think I'll take the storeroom. They do get to Cobbler. Oh boy. Alright, well, we'll take another Minstrel. Yeah. That's really obnoxious. Okay. I mean, admittedly, if this storeroom was a minstrel, we'd be happier right now. So, choice isn't looking the best right now. We can top deck another Watchtower. No, we can't. Well, not while trashing the estate, which we do want to do. Probably... Yeah, probably we just... decline to draw. Discard the Watchtower. Get another Watchtower, and then hope that we can find stuff here. Oh, they got the mint too. Jeez. Okay. So we have another minstrel down there. Oh. I think we do play this minstrel first. Well, okay. Guess we're triggering this shuffle. So how do we do this? Like, we could get off a big mint here. Still get this estate. We don't have the cobbler yet. Really wishing I had another storeroom right now. What's like the most amount of money we can get this turn? I would not mind trashing the investment with a mint if we could somehow get like investment into play trash estate and get the mint, except that I don't think we can necessarily get enough money. If we had 2 storerooms, maybe, but like the most amount of money we're going to be able to get. So if we like play with the first watchtower right now, draw 3 cards. We have 6 cards in hand. We storeroom. We discard 5 cards for coins. And then we play the watchtower. We draw 6 cards back up out of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could hit 10, I guess. In fact, I guess we would. The problem is we'd be potentially top decking a bunch of junk, but might be worth it. Like, for one thing, if we do buy a mint, then we don't. What the heck is going on out there? If we do buy a mint, that will definitely mean we have less junk overall. Yeah, I think that's... Oh, it's only 4 cards. Right, I can't count. Well, it still works mostly. Wait, do we want to draw cards? So if we discard 4 in the shuffle now, 7 cards in the discard, we'll draw 2, and then we'll draw 2 more. We want to do it so that we don't leave anything on top. What does that... We're going to draw 6, so we want to have... we probably want to discard at least 3... Put 7 cards in the discard, and then we draw 3, which means we draw 2, and then we draw 1 more, and then there's 6 on top. Yeah, okay. Do we want to try to trash this estate? If we want to hit 10... I'm going to have 4 coins from this. We want to get 6 coins from our other stuff. We can't... If we see the investment and the estate, we'll only have 5 coins. So I think we don't try to do that. I think we go... We keep the estate now. And then we discard it for coins. Wait, I miscounted this. Damn it! Was it only supposed to... But if I discarded 2, maybe there was just no good way to do it. Oh, but we don't have to discard all of this. Right. But if we don't, like if we do this, that's 3 coins, 4, 9. Shit. Yeah. Screwed this up, I guess. I don't know. If I don't discard the third card, why did discarded 3? There were 7 cards in the discard, right? And then I drew. Why are there only 5 cards in the discard now? I had discard. Oh no, there were only. I was counting my whole hand. That's why I did miscount it. Okay, so I did need to discard 2. Well, nah. Guess we're just top decking some bad stuff. Shit. Okay. So, does this still work? If we get another storeroom, do we have enough cards in our deck to get a decent amount of money with the storeroom? Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I think that's okay. Ah. Well, yeah, we still can't hit 5. We need to see a minstrel. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I guess. So we take one more storeroom. Okay, so does it matter when we play the minstrel? Probably not. Storeroom, discarding 3. No, not like that. Again, this is not the right time to discard, although I suppose it doesn't really matter. Well, maybe it matters a little bit. I wanted to try to top deck, but I don't think there's a good way for us to do that. I mean, we could not play the Watchtower. That would be... Discard the mint. Crash the estate. I don't think we want to top deck the cobbler, though. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's still not that useful. Only thing to say on a board with King's Court, but... Is there any value? No. I'm getting a beggar just to have an extra card in the deck? I don't think so. All right, I'm not feeling too bad about them deciding the province here. All right, I think we're just taking another cobbler, trashing the mint, and the next turn we'll have the investment trash itself. Won't get any VP, but and eventually we're going to get this King's Court Skulk thing online. Eventually. And hopefully that'll do some damage. Alright, if we take another Minstrel, we can get... we can play that third storeroom. But... we could also take a Skulk... in order to get the gold, in order to have more money that way. I'm honestly not sure. I think I'll go with the Minstrel. All right. Guess we're not even going to have enough cards to draw with the other one, but yeah, what are you going to do? I guess there's no reason not to play this. The other thing we could do is we could keep the investment and just like not play it when we don't have something to trash, but then we have something like we can do things like gain a Skulk, trash the gold. I will do that actually. I would like to get a King's Court, but I mean, I guess if we gain a King's Court now, then we can King's Court a Skulk next turn if we gain that off the Cobbler. Hmm. Yeah. Next turn, we're going to also add a Skulk and a Gold. Does that... like, we weren't able to take full advantage of our Watchtower draw. Again, I'm wondering about Beggar just as like a card to have in the deck. I mean, I guess I could do that with Copper Estate just as easily. Yeah, I still think not. Oh shit, we don't have a Minstrel in hand. Well, I hope they don't buy the last one. That's ridiculous. Or the King's Court, for that matter. This is one of the reasons I didn't want to take just like some random junk card, but... Ugh. Thank God. So much for King's Courting a Skulk. Doesn't really matter what we King's Court. I guess we'll just like not play it and use it for +1 coin. I'd be thinking about trying to leave a Minstrel on top, but I don't know. Can we do that? I kind of doubt it. Well, let's see what we can do. Oh, I did the thing. And now I can't discard as many cards? Why? Wait, what? Discard Storeroom, Minstrel, and... Oh no, that is 4. Okay. So we King's Court the Minstrel. Certainly have enough actions. Hmm. But we only have these other 2 storerooms to play anyway. I think we just do that. Okay, what we can do... No, it doesn't work. Like we can discard. Well, we can discard these 2, and then have a 2/3 chance to have top decked one of them. Okay, fine. Oh, maybe this wasn't the point where we wanted to do that anyway. I kind of forgot. Okay. We get another Watchtower, we can go through another cycle of drawing. I don't know if we'll have enough cards to make that useful, but we could go like King's Court, Watchtower, plan to gain the Skulk off the Cobbler. I guess we could also go King's Court, Skulk, and plan to gain the Watchtower. The nice thing about gaining the Skulk off the Cobbler is that we don't have to put the gold into our deck yet. I think I prefer that. Their deck really ought to be quite, like, weak on the whole at this point. Because they're, like, trying to do gold, but with, like, Watchtower, Storeroom stuff. But I don't know. Maybe we're just too slow to get off the ground. Our early shuffles were really uncooperative. We didn't see a King's Court or a freaking Minstrel again! What the fuck? This is unbelievable! Oh, we can just trash the gold with the Watchtower. Do we want to do that? Ah, my god. I'm not even sure if it's worth trying to... I guess the reason to try to draw here is to try to find the Cobbler. I was gonna say we could just attack with the Skulk, but... I mean, given these duds, it's like, yeah, I guess we should trash the gold. Wait, no, hold on. We should top deck it in this case. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I did say I wanted another Watchtower. Another storeroom, I guess. I mean, we're gonna need the power. That's getting real low. All right, this time I think we trash the gold. Okay, so let's go ahead and do King's Court. Do we even want to do King's Court, King's Court? I guess there's no reason not to. It reduces our starting hand size, which is pretty annoying. I guess it doesn't if we find another minstrel. Okay, that's fine. All right. We have plenty of actions. We don't need to play any of these minstrels. We can try to do the top decky thing. So... do we want to try to attack with one more Skulk? I mean, if we hit them with... oh, we can't hit them with Envious. We do want to hit them with Locusts, Plague. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We do have multiple minstrels down there. Does it make sense? I don't know. It's too complicated. Figure out whether we should be like cycling to them now or whatever. Well, now we definitely should do this, and that actually guarantees that we top deck. We want to trash this gold. And it is pretty useful right now. We could buy King's Court Province. If we have another King's Court, we can more easily King's Court both of our skulks. So probably we don't trash the gold. Oh wait, we also have the gold. We can do more than King's Court Province. Or, maybe we just need to do double province. Or province double duchy. That's reasonable. Man, they are having way too good of a turn for this point in the game. All right. What I really want is another watchtower. But it's pretty obvious the drawbacks to that are. Maybe I should just take another skulk. What's the heck situation? Diluted doesn't matter. I mean, I guess it does, actually. We just assume that we're going to hit them with diluted. They didn't play the cobbler. They won't be able to pile. Okay. I mean, we're not guaranteed to, but... Unless we King's Court both skulks. There's one King's Court. Are we okay with just, like, we're not going to get as much... Well, yeah, I think I'm okay with just King's Court the Skulk and then cycle. Putting their deck into their discard. Oh, they don't have any minstrels in hand. That's good. We might be short on actions here. Okay. Minstrels have we played? Oh, that's all of our minstrels? Ugh. I really want to King's Court this Skulk again. Where is our Cobbler? It's in our discard pile. Yeah, we need to King's Court a Minstrel. I didn't realize. I should have. Yeah. I mean, it was an awkward spot trying to line up the King's Court so that we can also do the Skulks, but we're just not going to get to play the Cobbler, I think. Do we want to draw that last card? It's not a Minstrel, so probably. Oh wait. Yeah, we could. Yeah. Okay. We. I guess we just don't even do this. Do that. Okay. Well, that's something. Oh Jesus! But it means they lower the piles further. Ugh. Also, we have like no money. This has gone remarkably poorly. And now they're going to be able to empty unless we can hit them with diluted again. Which, I mean, it's certainly possible. Why are these all down? I think... gotta play this one too. And then... top deck to Skulk and a Squirm, so we don't even necessarily have a Watchtower down there. Ay, ay, ay. I think we gotta go like this. I'm gonna discard this Minstrel. Jesus, that was terrible. Well, that's not doing a whole lot. This is our last Minstrel. Guess we do have a decent number of actions, though. Okay. Probably need to discard like this to make sure we don't leave crap on top. I guess we could discard the gold, but... we can't even hit double province. Not that we would want to anyway, but... I mean, we got to take this province at some point. I guess it might as well be now. Yeah, that deck just didn't, like, took so long to come together. And I think it's just because of those early shuffles. Like, if we were, even if we weren't multi-provincing or whatever, if we could have just been, like, doing what we were doing, playing King's Court at Skulk while also, like, provincing and they're provincing, like, we should just win off of that, but... like, they hit the Cobbler,
turn 4 and we didn't. And then they got the big mint off and we didn't until much later. Okay, maybe not much later, but a couple turns later. That's much later. Yeah. I think that's really just what it comes down to. Anyway, look at, yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna do basically the same stuff. I think I believe in the general approach. Okay, well, here we go again with this situation. This time we don't have, or did we? I don't remember exactly how it played out, but I'm gonna take the storeroom, I think. Okay, so we can just get the mint here. We could go for cobbler, but I think mint is better. That's unfortunate. Draw. Would have really liked to be able to get a minstrel. I think we just got to take a silver now. We'll probably end up trashing it later, but we do want to see both the investment and the estate, so I think we draw 3. Take the minstrel. We could take another investment, but I think I'd rather just trash the mint and get a cobbler. Even though there's a decent chance that we don't find minstrel on top, I think it's like that's not a big deal. We should still be able to hit enough money for a minstrel. It'd be nice to top deck the minstrel, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We have one down there anyway. Looks like they are not minting, which is surprising. Yeah, I guess we'll draw that. Only to get the 1 coin. Actually, maybe we want to discard minstrel investment to hit 5. Get another cobbler. Whoops. Pfft. Now they buy the mint. Okay. So I do really want more minstrels. On the other hand, use more payload as well. I'm just worried about not getting enough minstrels is the main thing. Guess we might as well discard this minstrel. We don't need the actions. Maybe we should have discarded the other one too. Hmm. We just get storeroom watchtower here. Okay, well, so long as they don't take 3 minstrels, it'll be okay. What is it seriously with us getting all of the, like, we get so many turns like this. It's unreal. Okay. Silver isn't really doing anything for us at this point. Take a King's Court and try to do the Skulk thing next turn. I think that's probably the play. It's one of the gold, huh? This time the bot has King's Court. Dang. There it is. All right. Probably want to play at least one more of these. How to do this? 2 storerooms. So we can either storeroom everything away now while we have the larger hand size, draw back up, and then King's Court the Skulk at the end of the turn off of a Watchtower draw, or we can... Yeah, I think that makes more sense. A little annoying that we didn't see the Minstrel there. I guess we should have played it earlier. Alright. We trashed a Minstrel, that's good. Turned a Watchtower into a Beggar, that's good. And gave them Diluted. That's all good. I would like another King's Court.
But also like the last minstrel. I guess we'll take the King's Court and hope that the minstrel's available for us to buy. Also hope that we don't get King's Court skulked ourselves, because they definitely could do it. Nope. All right. What? Why? The other thing we could do is gain another skulk. What did they do? Yeah, they just played this thing. All right. Yeah, I think I want to gain the skulk and then try to buy the minstrel. And then we have a gold on top. It's pretty annoying. I think we'll use storeroom to sift to try to line up our King's Courts. Do we want this gold? Probably not. Oh wait, we had a gold on top. Thought. That's not what famine did. How did... What? Top deck's a gold... Oh, shuffles the deck. Oh, right. Okay. Alright, so we want to keep... I don't want to keep all this stuff. That's annoying, because we only have the 2 storerooms. Maybe we just King's Court, Skulk, Watchtower. We've got the King's Court on top. Just make sure that that is the case. Play the Minstrel. Yeah. Waiting for them to react with the beggar. So what did they... They did gain 2 silvers. Okay. What did we have? Storeroom on top. We would draw an extra card if we played the storeroom, but I don't think that makes sense. We just play the Watchtower. Okay. So now we're an action short of being able to like play storeroom, play Watchtower, play storeroom. But we lose a coin by having to play a minstrel. Unfortunate. But is this the right way to do this? Hold on. We play the minstrel first. That probably makes more sense. Wow, and we only have 8 coins. We put a lot of effort into that whole
hit them with set 6 hexes thing. Why do they only have... Oh, misery. Okay. Do we want to take a province or do we want to take the last minstrel? We do take the last minstrel, we probably want their storeroom or watchtower. They do have a cobbler in play. I think they're fairly likely to take the minstrel. That's my concern. I think I'm going to take it. Make it harder for them to have a turn. And right now I'm feeling like we need the storeroom more than the watchtower. Well... We probably just do one of each. One now and one later. I'm not sure which is better, or if it even matters. It probably... Well, watchtower has the reaction. I guess there's some value to that. All right, one more storeroom. Again, I think we want to use minstrel to try to line stuff up. Or sorry, storeroom. Okay. We want to keep the Skulk. We do want a King's Court, Skulk. Maybe... We just discard the King's Court too, and then we... like, try to draw that back up. On the other King's Court. We do have another watchtower down there, so just do this. We still didn't find the other King's Court. Oh my god. Alright, screw it. There. Trash to silver? That's not impressive. Okay. I really would like another King's Court to make this all easier to line up, like so I can just like King's Court a Wandering Minstrel and not have to worry about that. But maybe we just need to score. What do we want to do with this cobbler next turn? We did gain a storeroom, right? Yeah, so we have 3 of each. Should. 1, 2... Yeah, okay.
mean, we could take one more watchtower. It's a little risky, but then like another watchtower and another storeroom. Like we certainly have the actions for it if we can line up King's Court, Minstrel. Yeah. King's Court, watchtower. Oh, no, King's Court, storeroom. Okay. Do we discard? No, we probably. I wanted to see the other watchtower. Should we still discard this storeroom on the assumption that we'll find it off of the minstrel? Probably. Yeah. Guess it doesn't really matter. I have plenty of actions. It's a question of how many of these minstrels do we want to play? Do we want to try to top deck some of them? Probably we do. So I think that's a good one to hit them with. Let's do that. All right, we probably want at least one more action off these minstrels. And another one. So we... Not really a good way to advantage of this that I can see. We just draw the cobbler and discard everything else. We had more actions than we needed, it turned out. And I guess we could try to top deck a minstrel. We still hit double province without... All right, 12, 13, 14... Oh, wait, no. In fact, we need to discard the cobbler to hit double province. Maybe we don't care. Maybe we just go province, king's court. Yeah, that's totally the case. Okay. So then we can try... But then if we top deck the... Alright, never mind. Oh my god, the beggar. But why? But why? What? 12 coppers! Oh, look at this hand. Of course. Of course. Of course. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but the number of times, I swear. I'll check something. Oh wait, so yeah, there's one wandering minstrel. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. So we do end up 5 minstrels and 3 king's courts. So that's 8 cards out of 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's more than a third of our deck. Not that a single king's court would save this hand anyway, but... What do we even gain? We just gain something and trash it. We could also trash the cobbler if we feel like we don't actually want it anymore, which might be the case. Which raises the question of why I bothered to play it last turn, but... But also gain a skulk and just attack. Yeah. Wondering about taking an investment now with the plan to like trash some of the excess stuff here. Sure. I think I want to play one more minstrel before I... Oh wait, one more minstrel, not 2. We have both of our... We have 3 king's courts down there. I'm not sure if that means we want to discard here or not. Probably not. We have 3 king's courts. However, there they are. Ay. All right. This is not fine. I want to say it's fine, but it's really not. I mean, I guess it's fine if we just king's court the minstrel, but
I'd also play a watchtower just to draw the King's Court without having to play the Minstrel. Bleh. Yeah. I think that is the play. Okay, we would like to see this Skulk, so that's good. The third one, we're drawing, it's not, this order isn't going to matter, so let's not worry about that. Ash, they're bigger. No. You can trash it with your watchtower. But they decided not to. All right. What hexes do we not hit them with? Are they twice miserable? I guess they're not. That's sad. How many? We've played 3 watchtowers? Shit. This is the first storeroom. No, second storeroom. I'm wondering if I... Oh. Whatever. And yeah, I'm trashing the gold, even though it's useful, just because, again, I'm worried about failing to draw. Take another one. We have 4 storerooms and 4 watchtowers, I believe. I really don't want more. I don't know what the investment would trash. Take another skulk and trash the gold next turn. It's too many skulks, though. I mean, if we can King's Court them all, it's pretty good, but maybe we do just take another watchtower. We do technically have a points lead, but it's not like we're going to be able to pile this turn. There's been so many coppers gained. It's ridiculous. Okay. Another King's Court and all the skulks.
Okay. In a storeroom, watchtower, cobbler, we draw all of that, and then we don't have anything left. So that's probably not the play. Uh, just do this. Then... Oh wait, not to draw. Okay, well... Damn it. Really hoping to see another minstrel. Watchtower... Really wouldn't have helped. Yeah, we probably just give up on the skulks for this turn. Had we not shuffled there? I mean, if it would have been possible for us to see a skulk. Hey. How many more King's Court plays do we have? I'm wondering if we need to pick up this storeroom. I think the answer is no. Alright, hold on. Plays a King's Court, plays a King's Court, 1, 2, 3. Plays a King's Court again. Plays a King's Court, 1, 2, 3. Well, that's just, oh god. Alright, hold on. The first King's Court and King's Court gets played 1, 2. Maybe hasn't had its third play yet? I can't tell. Yeah, that's correct. Alright. Word. And then this King's Court. Again. Okay, so this is the last play of this King's Court, and then the other one has one more play. So it doesn't actually matter. What just happened? Alright, we got them with the twice miserable. Not that it, really matters, but... Alright, I guess if we want to maximize payload, we should focus on the storeroom, not the skulk stuff, so... Okay.
be kind of funny to just trash the province, but I don't think that's correct. With lower piles. Lower. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a pile out here. Amazing. Not that we need to trash those, but we clearly need to trash these curses. And we actually kind of do. I think we have enough buys to get a duchy or something, but... yeah. Oh. A bunch more buys. Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, let's lower the copper pile. And I was like, wait a minute, curses. There's 4 curses gone. So all the hexing. Oh, man. All right, that took an age and a half. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I did believe in the build. The bot this time went kind of off the rails. I don't think it was going to be favored even without having done that, but what happened to its skulks? Did it just trash them every time? Maybe it never... No, but it did hit me with some... Oh, I probably trashed... I don't know. There's way too much log. I'm not going through it all. Yeah, as you can see, Watchtower Storeroom is definitely not as powerful as a Cursed Village Storeroom, even with the village support. If there had been some kind of King's Courtable payload, though, that would have... Well, I mean, there's Skulk, but like something that like generates econ, that would have made a big difference. Like anything. Because... like, then you wouldn't need Storeroom to be the payload, or like get golds from Skulk, which I think is not great either. It wouldn't have to be much, right? Like if there was like a peddler or even like a terminal silver, like, I mean, granted, you'd still have the problem of running into duds, but still, like, it would definitely make a big difference. So yeah. Anyway, all right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.